Well, folks, we're up here at Quiet Oaks Campground. This is the cross-country race on Sunday. And as you can tell, that's not my white Husky. That is the XR 500 that Craig Lowry owns. And I had to go to work on Sunday, couldn't make it. And so Craig graciously asked me if wanted him to run the camera. I'm like, sure. And I didn't know he was going to get into such a good race with Roy Miller. And you'll see, this ends up being a really good one. And Craig's going to end up in second place overall. And Roy Miller is going to take that first place overall trophy. And the reason Craig and I started doing these videos in the very beginning was so that we'd have an idea on what the course looked like. Well, to be honest with you, this is the first time up here. It's a brand new setup for everybody, and I wanted to be able to look at this and see how the cross country was. I already fell in love with the motocross track, and so they incorporated the motocross track with the cross country. We'll be able to look back on this, and if you've raced with the Mid-Atlantic long enough, you'll know that they'll probably run this in reverse next year. Usually ends up how they do it, and they'll probably switch up the single track a little bit. But let's hope not, because you'll notice in this video that single track is nice. It's not too tight, it flows, you can get up on the pegs, you don't gotta duck around a whole lot of stuff. And it just ended up being really nice. Now, they could have used a little rain, but Mother Nature wasn't out there helping out a whole lot. Got a little dusty, and it was a premium to be out in the lead for sure. Old Craig could let this thing breathe and try to reel in that IT up there. I'm not sure what size it is, but I thought I saw that he was in the 200 class, so take your best guess. I'm not sure exactly how fast it is, but them ITs are just a woods machine, man. They freaking love the woods. And when you got a guy like Roy up here, he's going to show you how and why people like these ITs so well. Now, I'll as a betting man, I'll bet you we're running this course similar to this in reverse next year on the motocross as well, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. Because it's really nice. So it looks like these guys were doing 13.4, 13.3 laps in this second lap here. Craig is trying his darndest to catch back up to him here on this motocross track, and I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't done it a little bit sooner and let that thing breathe a little bit. He did tell me that he had some electrical issues with the bike, cutting out on him a little bit in different spots, maybe later in the race. He definitely closed it up there a little bit. I'm going to give you one good lap, and then I'll give you a little bit of the motocross action if you want to watch it at the end on their second lap around there. But man, I tell you what, there's no dust in the woods up here whatsoever. This is some nice stuff. When you come to a cross-country race, this is what you're kind of hoping and expecting. It's not four-wheeler friendly, but this looks like stuff whenever I watch the GNCC races. You know, it's wide enough to really get racy. And if you had somebody really slow in front of you, you could probably find a line around without too much of an issue. You weren't going to just follow somebody for a long time. Places to get out of the way if you needed to. All kind of different environments. I think they ride into the field. You'll see them going through some pine sections. Looked like Craig pulled a wheelie there for a second, caught a little bit too much traction as far as I was concerned. Now, if you ain't never been up here to Quiet Oaks, and this was the first time for us this weekend, be prepared to... It's not just your normal campground. This place is well run. There's a nice building up on top. We had some ice cream up there. They serve all kind of different foods up there to one restaurant. When we pulled in, the camper was super level left and right to try to level up. I think it was $40 a night if you wanted some electricity. We decided to run the generator. They had no problem with that at all whatsoever. And yeah, I mean, really well run. Now, next week, they'll run the Rattlesnake Enduro. That's 600 riders going to be out here racing, trying to act like they're a pro. And that registration fills up really fast from what I'm told. It's like 600 riders in 10 minutes of registration, then the registration closes. Looks like Roy has stretched it out a little bit here. And Craig has got to get up on them bars and see if he can close it up a little bit, because I'm just starting to see whiffs of dust and not too much of Roy anymore. There he is. Here's some of them field sections. Coming back up toward the campers here. And I know that when it's on the first lap, this is always kind of a nail biter. What kind of lay of the land and stuff they go, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of surprises. And you can see far enough ahead that if there is a big elevation change or a jump or anything like that, that you're going to be able to deal with it without any problem. Into this little pine section with rows of pines. Give you a nice sight line down through there. And if you ask me, where Craig's at is actually really good, because he's not looking for the arrows as much as he is. It's like, where did Roy just go? So sometimes that's a benefit being in second place for sure. Especially if you feel like you can do something at the end of the race, this might not be a bad place. A little easier to ride behind somebody like this. How many of you think of you are going to go to this next year? Hopefully a lot more. They had probably 100 riders on Saturday. I'm not sure what the count was on Sunday. But there was like Mid-Ohio coming up next week, and there was a race out in Ohio, a national event. And guys chasing a national circuit are probably going to go that route. Everybody knows how fun Mid-Ohio is, so a lot of guys were saving their time and money for out there as well, getting the bikes ready. But I think you missed a good one for sure. This is definitely one of the ones you want to circle on the calendar and make yourself back out here. This is fun, I'm telling you. I kind of wish I would have been in the mix between these two and put a little pressure on Craig and Roy. This could have been a good time out through here. I won't miss it next year. I'll schedule some vacation. Well, folks, it won't be too much longer. You're going to see the scoring tent come up. Stick around a little bit after that, and you'll get to see a good mix-up between these two on the motocross track. I left it in there because it's a good watch for sure. These guys get tight and heavy, and they mix it up right there at the end really well. And I'll talk to you a little bit later on. I hope y'all can make it to Dave Cutschool's Coyote Run weekend. It's 2 days of cross-country racing. It'll be one on Saturday and one on Sunday. I think you'll have a good time up there. We always do. Bring a covered dish. They always have some pulled pork or they have some kind of good meat, and everybody brings a covered dish and nobody goes away hungry. So, hope to see y'all there. We'll talk to y'all a little later on. Have a good one.